the MaxMate soft roll tonneau cover on a 2021 Ford F-150. This cover is best for those who keep it installed and are looking for the MaxMate TruXedo to be pointed up. Let's have a look. First off, let's check and make sure all the parts and hardware are accounted for. Then if you see the front bed rail is noticeably lower than the side rails, prep it by installing the weather strip along the rail to fill the gap. Then let's start with the flat horizontal piece on the rolled up cover. Lay that down on the cab side bed rails. Temporarily loosen the screws on the bulkhead. Then take the side rails and slide the ends into the bulkheads. When installing the side rails, be very careful not to between the side rail and the bulkhead. Also, when installing the side rails, be sure they line up with the inner side of the bed on both sides. Once that's done, go ahead and tighten the screws. Now we need to secure the side rails against the pickup truck's bed rails. This cover comes with a number of clamps. The exact number of clamps I have here today may be different than what you have in your package. Depending on the model and bed size, it can be 4, 6, or 8. Evenly distribute the clamps along each side rail. Another tip here on tightening down the clamps on the side rails is that you have to all the way to the sides of the panels on the side rail. This head here is half the panel. The panel is actually all the way in. You'll see the clamps right down into the panel and push itself right in place. Carefully not to over-tighten the clamps. Apply the weather strip in the beginning. If you still see daylight, go ahead and apply an additional layer on top of that to prevent water from leaking in. Finally, if you feel like you've done everything correct up to this point and the latch head still can't reach the tension plate or doesn't stay latched,